Is this blood? Does this look like blood to you? Bloody footprint? You see this right here? Hey, who did that? Hi, Taylor, how's it going?
February 23rd, 2022, Green Bay, Wisconsin. A mother wakes to a noise in the basement. The house is quiet, but something feels wrong. She walks downstairs, turns on the light, and finds a bucket with a towel over it. Inside is her son's head. The victim is 24-year-old Shad Thyrion. The scene is horrific. Blood covers the mattress, the walls, and the floor. Nearby lie several kitchen knives, a metal chain, and plastic bags. Whoever did this took time. Police soon identify the killer. Her name is Taylor Schabusiness, 25 years old.
Who else is in the apartment? Be straight up. Tomes? Who else? Just Tomes? Is he armed? Nobody's armed?
Nobody's armed.
You sure?
I'm sure.
Known to police for minor offenses and unpredictable behavior. She and Shad had dated on and off since middle school. Officers locate her at an apartment across town.
Hi, Taylor, how's it going? Officer Russell with the Green Bay Police Department. Just make sure you ain't got nothing on you here.
Her hands are stained with blood. She appears calm, detached, almost casual. She is taken into custody. During interrogation, she speaks for hours without emotion. Investigators realize she strangled Shad with a chain, continued even after he stopped moving, and spent hours mutilating the body. She describes each act with precision and calm detail. Her words suggest memory, not madness. Detectives learn she left parts of the body behind, loaded others into a friend's van, and returned home as if nothing happened. She claims fatigue stopped her from finishing. That detail becomes key in proving intent. Her background offers context, but not explanation. Taylor grew up in Chicago. Her mother died suddenly when she was 11. The family relocated to Green Bay, where her behavior began to shift. By 14, she had been diagnosed with bipolar disorder and psychosis. Multiple hospitalizations followed. Each time she stopped taking medication, her condition worsened. At 16, she was sent to live with grandparents in Texas. For a while, she improved. She finished school, held a job, and seemed stable. But when she returned to Wisconsin, everything unraveled. She married a man with a criminal record and a drug habit. He introduced her to meth and heroin. Her father later said the change was instant. His daughter had vanished behind a stranger's face. By 2022, Taylor was living in a cycle of drugs and instability. She wore an ankle monitor from a prior case. Friends described her as restless and paranoid. On the night of February 21st, she met with Shad. They used meth together. Hours later, he was dead.
Schabusiness already had told investigators before this crime had occurred that she was smoking meth with the victim.
Police reconstruct the sequence. The act began as restraint and ended as murder. Afterward, she remained beside the body for hours. She moved with focus, not frenzy.
Video showing how she acted just hours after committing the crime. She was calm. She was able to talk to them. She was able to tell them kind of exactly what happened, where things were.
Investigators later note that the dismemberment required sustained effort and anatomical precision. The following morning, Shad's mother found what was left of her son. The discovery scene, captured on police cameras, stunned even veteran officers. The evidence was overwhelming. Taylor was charged with first-degree intentional homicide, mutilating a corpse, and third-degree sexual assault. Her trial began in July 2023. The courtroom was filled with reporters, attorneys, and officers who had seen her crime firsthand. Taylor arrived smiling, seemingly entertained by the attention. She entered a plea of not guilty by reason of insanity. The defense claimed she suffered from severe psychosis and did not understand her actions. The prosecution described her as manipulative, organized, and entirely aware. Throughout the proceedings, Taylor's behavior shifted between defiance and performance. She laughed at inappropriate times, mocked the judge, and treated the process as spectacle. Then, during a pre-trial hearing, she suddenly lunged at her attorney. Deputies tackled her as the courtroom erupted in chaos.
For sequestration, but that may be a moot point.
All right.
It is one, yes, Your Honor.
We're off the record.
It became one of the most replayed clips in Wisconsin court history. Prosecutors used it to argue that her violence was deliberate, not symptomatic. They presented the confession in full, emphasizing her control and awareness. Expert witnesses described her as intelligent and capable of deception.
Defense also argued that the incident between Schabusiness and her former attorney should be considered, but the prosecutor said Seipel's testimony was clear.
If there is reason to doubt competency, counsel's always, as this is obligation, free to raise that again. But at this point, I don't think there's a basis to initiate competency proceedings.
Psychiatrists testified that she understood the difference between right and wrong. The defense countered with doctors who described years of untreated mental illness, hallucinations, and manic behavior. They said drug use had worsened her state. But jurors noticed the inconsistency. Taylor appeared lucid whenever it benefited her case. After 2 hours of deliberation, the jury returned guilty verdicts on all counts. The sanity phase lasted a single day.
Her trial was set for October 27th and is expected to last 3 days. Schabusiness was sentenced to life without the possibility of parole in September 2023 for killing and decapitating her boyfriend in 2022.
Jurors unanimously decided she was not legally insane. At sentencing, Judge Thomas Walsh addressed her directly. He described the crime as one that offended human decency and human dignity. He sentenced her to life in prison without the possibility of parole. She remained motionless as the sentence was read. Most cases end there. This one did not. By July 2024, Taylor was incarcerated at Taichida Correctional Institution. During a routine medical visit, she attacked a nurse and a correctional sergeant.
Taylor Schabusiness has pleaded not guilty to charges of battery by a prisoner for allegedly attacking a nurse and an officer at a correctional facility where she was being housed while awaiting trial in 2023.
Investigators said she laughed before lunging, then swung a small table before being subdued with pepper spray. She was charged with battery by a prisoner.
Schabusiness got into a scuffle during a visit to the prison's medical office. According to the criminal complaint, the guard was hit in the head with a medical tray and sustained bruised ribs and was exposed to pepper spray.
9 months later, she appeared in court again for a preliminary hearing. Deputies filled the room, aware of her history. Moments after the session began, she leapt from her chair and attacked another attorney, her own.
She's also being charged as a repeat offender. The 27-year-old had public outbursts of violence as well, famously attacking her then attorney during a court hearing in February of 2023.
Deputies restrained her and carried her out by her arms and legs as the judge cleared the courtroom. Minutes later, she reappeared on video from a holding cell, restrained, smirking faintly at the camera. The hearing resumed without her presence. In October 2025, she accepted a plea deal that reduced the charge to disorderly conduct. Sentencing is scheduled for December 1st. Even now, she continues to file motions from prison, claiming mental instability and legal unfairness. She tells interviewers that she plans to appeal. Her story no longer centers on a courtroom or a diagnosis. It has become a study in control. How far one person will go to maintain it. The jury saw through her act in 2023. So did the public. Taylor did not lose control of her mind. She controlled the narrative around it. She shaped every scene, the basement, the courtroom, the prison cell, and treated each as performance. Some criminals vanish when sentenced. Others never stop performing. For Taylor, the performance is over. The sentence is not.